E3 Day 2. Wow. Started earlier than Saturday, finished later than Saturday by a considerable margin. And I'll tell you something for nothing, if you weren't watching it today, oh my god, was there a lot of games. Way more than yesterday. I mean, like an epic amount more than yesterday. I mean, I just got done watching the Future Games show. I lost count. I also lost count of the thing before that, which was the PC gaming show. And admittedly, okay, there was a few doubles and stuff from stuff earlier today, and stuff from yesterday, and some stuff from the Summer Game Show stuff from Keighley and that. But even with that in mind, just game. And it's like, and it's been like that the whole day. It's like, I mean, okay, yeah, the Warner Brothers thing, that was literally like one thing, but it was done with, you know, they really put themselves into it. And this just seems to have been a better day, which is weird. I mean, from my recollection, usually speaking, the second day is not as strong as the first day. But this year, other way around. Bizarre. Sunday's just gone, putting the door in, and it's like going, where's Sunday? Yeah! It's like, wow. And it's like, so just like PC gaming show, tons of games. Future gaming show, tons of games. And then, like, you know, Square Enix came along and they had a bunch of games. Not as much as the other shows, but still a lot of stuff. Admittedly, half of it was Final Fantasy. It was like, there's Final Fantasy this, Final Fantasy that, Final Fantasy the other, Final Fantasy toilet seat. It was just like cigar. It's like Final Fantasy knee, Final Fantasy knee. It's like, oh my god, Final Fantasy uppercut. It's like, it's nuts, absolutely nuts. And it's like, yeah, they had some dev stuff and had some Nier Automata stuff. But they hit the ground running, and they showed so much of something I didn't even know was coming. They hit us with a Guardians of the Galaxy game where the characterization was based more on the comics than on the Marvel movies. And I want this game. It looks really, really good. It's like, yeah, I mean, it just looks beautiful. It looks slick as. I mean, graphically and physically, the movement just looks wonderful. And when you were watching it live on E3, the music, the soundtrack selection, because we all know Peter Quill loves his music. Tunes, man, serious tunes, brilliant stuff. And then, like, they did a DMC free version of the same stuff for YouTube later. Very considerate. Thank you, Square Enix. You know? I mean, okay, you know, we're not getting a bunch of the old stuff we love. We're probably never going to see another Deus Ex, or, you know, probably never get a follow-up to Sleepy Dogs or whatever. But still, what we got, very good. I mean, content full, and even though I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, and I know a lot of the Final Fantasy fan base is probably going to be annoyed that even though they're getting all those older Final Fantasy games in the here and now, a big chunk of them are going to mobile platforms. Oh dear. I know that's going to annoy some of them, but, you know, at least you get the games, guys. Better something than nothing. Then again, would I be saying that if it was something I love? I don't know, because I'm not really a mobile phone guy for gaming. I mean, I've got no problem with mobile gaming. As I've said many, many times, you know, that's what you like, that's what you like. But it's just no for me. But what we have to discuss is Bethesda and Microsoft. Holy cow! I mean, those guys, they whacked out 30 games. 30! And something like 27 of them were, coming to the Games Pass. It's like they just like hammered out software, left, right, and centre, just coming at you and coming at you. I was gobsmacked. I was like, wow. Sony really need to step it up. I mean, they've said they've got these 27 games, but let's see them, Sony, because Microsoft and Bethesda are coming knocking. Now, would it have been as many games if Bethesda had not been partnered with Microsoft? Yeah. But they are, so there is. So deal with it. And I'm a Sony guy. I mean, you guys know I like Sony. It's my preferred platform. But I gotta give it up to Microsoft. Those guys came out swinging. Now, it wasn't all peaches and cream. I mean, yes, they showed off Halo, and yes, it looked pretty, but it didn't look groundbreaking. Now, remember what I said? It had to be groundbreaking. It had to be doing something really super special. And to be honest, it was just a very pretty Halo game. Prettier than anything before? Probably. But groundbreaking? No. And it's like, they didn't do a date, which was probably fairly wise, because, they did a date before, and then that didn't work out so well for them, did it now? No. But there was loads of stuff. I mean, they literally just had loads and loads and loads and loads of games. They smashed them out, and they put up so much stuff. Admittedly, some of it was also stuff that we'd seen before, but not all of it. And there's some really, really great looking things. I mean, I'm not really one for the Forza games, but it has to be said, that Forza Horizon game set in, where's it set now? Mexico. Honest to God, that thing is beautiful. I mean, the lifelike nature of the environments, it's like, there was times I thought, I was looking at actual real life footage of real life places. It was stunning. And then there was that vampire game right at the end that really caught my attention. And there were a couple of things dotted in amongst it that were just like, these are some really quality titles. And yeah, like I said, Microsoft, they done a good one. And this particular day, this day 2 of E3, was a vast improvement upon yesterday. It's like, they just brought out the games. Yeah, there was a bit of waffle here and there. And like, during the PC games bit, they said, oh, we're going to do this giveaway so you can get yourself this really fancy PC. Except they never said that if you're outside of North America, you can't win it. Now, to my mind, okay, it's not like I've lost a PC, but if you're doing a broadcast globally, then you better tell your global audience that most of it isn't eligible to enter for it. It just smacks as a bit of a, I don't know what the word would be, but it's not, it just doesn't seem right that you could put up a competition and get people's hopes up and go, hey, you can win a new PC, and by Christ, I need a new PC. So I was already to enter. And then when I got the link in that, I went to the site, and it says like, this is not currently available in your region. Oh, thanks. So don't even get a chance to have a go, let alone win. Not cool, man. Not cool. There was obviously there was a lot of trying to be clever with acting and stuff. There was some good people who brought their collective voices to it. I mean, like the Future Game Show had Troy Baker in it. It's like, and stuff like that. And there's some good performances from people from other places in the thing. Got a little bit of David Jaffe coming along talking about some stuff, and yeah, generally a good day. Just a very surprising day considering it was the Sunday portion. A lot of this was just what I would have expected yesterday. So, all in all, a much better day, which is obviously reflected in the thumbnail, because yesterday I thought that yesterday's version was a bit broken, which is why I put the thumbnail that I put. Today's version, far, far better. So I gave it a much nicer thumbnail. But obviously, you tell me what you guys thought. If you watched any of it, did you think of it in the same manner as I did? That it was actually a really good show. It was a much better play show. And the more I watch this digital E3, the more I have hope that when E3 comes back next year as a physical on-site performance, and that has been confirmed, then it's going to be tighter, and it's going to be better written, and it's going to be just better put out. It's going to have higher production values. Now the question will become is, will Ubisoft stay with digital? Because word is Ubisoft really liked being in digital only, and they might very well stay that way. I certainly hope not, because I certainly think there's a particular something about a live performance that you just can't replicate on a video. But if they don't, they don't, and we just have to live with that. But I do like the idea, knowing that there will be a physical E3 next year, and hopefully the lessons will be learned from how they performed E3 this year to make E3 next year better. Now the only thing that needs to happen now is for this channel to get much more successful, so then I can actually afford to get a passport and a plane ticket and hotel reservations and get me bum over there and report upon it for you guys. Because I want to do stuff in E3 that most people don't do. How many E3 videos have you seen where it's actually from the floor, from the actual convention? You just don't see that. You used to see it years ago, but those videos kind of died away, and I kind of want to bring that back. But the only way I can bring that back is if you tell your pals I exist, and I get a bunch of subscribers, I get a bunch of views, and I can get to a point where I feel comfortable about setting up a Patreon, so you guys don't have to have ads, and like if there's say, I don't know, 50, maybe 100 of you that give me like £1 a month, that money can be squirreled away just for the channel, and then I can afford things like passports and plane tickets and hotel reservations and better audio equipment, maybe even like an actual proper frame for my green screen, because right now this green screen here, this is held up with a long piece of wood basically balanced across the two doors that lead in and out of my lounge / studio. I mean, I'm not asking to like be uber rich YouTuber and be able to afford my own studio on a separate location. I know I'm never going to get that big, but it's a nice dream to have. That like I could go and do proper reporting from games, things outside of the UK or even within the UK. I mean, if I could have the money to be able to go down to EGX for you guys once next year EGX returns, that would be nice, And obviously, hopefully next year we'll get Resident Evil back and I can report from that, because that's easy peasy, that's just Glasgow. But if I could afford to have the hotel room from the hotel just across from the Armadillo, that would be cool, because then I wouldn't have to, I could be right there, early doors, boom, straight in, and start making the content, and I could get more done. And what's even better, maybe I could even afford something like, like maybe I could borrow my wife's laptop and take that with me and make the content right there and then in the hotel room and blast it out. I could literally come out the convention, straight to the hotel room, make the video and blast it to you. That would be amazing. But I'm getting into a hypothetical la la land here of things I would love to do. The main thing is, this day of E3, day 2, was far better than day 1, and it leaves me with a better hope for what we will see in the next 2 days. Now yes, the next 2 days are going to be a little bit quieter, going to be a little bit less on. I think they're running similar sort of time lengths as today. We've obviously got stuff like Nintendo and that to come, so we'll see what we're going to get out of that, but yeah, good things afoot. Alright then, time I wrap this up, because last night's video was just way too long, and I ended up having to shoot it 3 times because it went wrong. 3 times. Well, it went wrong not twice, but okay, I'm going to love you and leave you now, because I'm beginning to ramble because it's a bit late, because this show tonight went on a bit longer than last night's, and my brain's kind of getting a bit minced and a bit tired, and I'm probably forgetting things, and I've probably repeated myself a couple of times, for which I can only apologise. Okay. Hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, aye, nae bother.